Hey everyone, welcome to a Great Balls of Flour pizza production video. So we're going to show you how to turn this great ball of flour into something that looks like this. Here's one I prepared earlier from the oven from another video if you've watched it. This is going to be the Calbrese. We're just going to show you the Calbrese video because I like to say Calbrese. You're going to say Calbrese, probably get done for misappropriation of an Italian accent there. It's got slightly different ingredients anyway, so it's just good to do it. And this is my trusty assistant, Hats. She's going to come in and show you what great fun you can have when you bring your kids and get your kids involved with it. Because it really is dead simple and it really is great fun. So much healthier than getting a takeaway, so much healthier I think than getting so much tastier than getting one from a supermarket. Alright, restaurants probably on a par with, and I can't wait for the day that we can go back to a restaurant and eat out again. So we are filming this during the middle of a pandemic. Moving on, you've read your user guide, haven't you? No? Right. Don't know why we printed these. No one ever reads a user guide. They just contact in and say, how does this work? So we created this video for you all to watch, which is also good fun in making, and we get to eat more pizza. Take your dough. The most important thing with the dough, said this in the other video, you need to let this rest at room temperature. The reason why is because this little object becomes redundant. You do not need your rolling pin. Rolling pin is just going to destroy all that lovely air that you can see that's built up through the proofing period of the dough. So please don't use a rolling pin unless it's a last resort. Just let it get to room temperature about 5 or 6 hours before you plan to cook it. So here we go, I'm going to take the lid off, lovely thing there. I'm just going to use, not my hand, I'm going to dab, we've washed our hands as well, very important always to wash your hands. I'm just going to dab my fingers into some cold water just to create a little bit of lubricant essentially for it. I don't use oil or anything like that because you don't need to. And then just work your way around the tub, like so. You'll get to the point of where you started and you'll see it will just start hanging. Uh-oh! We missed out point A. That's why you should read the instructions. My darling assistant, would you please pour port A over here? We've still got the previous one, you don't have to pour all of it, just about half of it. Wonderbar. And then give that a little bit of a spread on there for us. I can't do it because I've got wet hands. Fantastic. Bellissimo. So now, take the dough and we just get it unrolled on that side. Pop it in the middle, just gently ease it out. Literally gently ease it out. And then it's got some of our semolina flour mix over it. Rub that over, turn it around, do the same the other side. Now what we're going to do here is just going to press it from the middle to the end and rotate it 90 degrees every time we do it. It'll only take you about max 2 minutes to get this section stage done. Shouldn't take long. And then I pick it up. What do you do? Get your hand in like a claw. So you pop it in like that and then just roll it around. As the dough gets bigger and the base gets wider, just fan your hand out a bit of a hand that's holding the dough inside. You see you're just rotating it, but what you're doing by doing it this way, you're just protecting the edge so that you're going to get that irresistible pizza crust. Now my daughter here, Hats, claims she doesn't like crusts, so we have a bit of a battle at times when she's eating toast. Because she's like, I don't like crusts, I don't like crusts. She doesn't speak like that, but do you?
You know.
She says she doesn't like crusts, and you might need to just pop it back down, get a bit more of that flour semolina mix on it again if it's sticking to your hands. But funnily, when it comes to the pizza crust, she eats the pizza crust, and occasionally Dad will get asked to melt some of the garlic butter that we make for our garlic and rosemary bread, so that this one can dip the crust into the garlic butter. Now if you're being flashy and you've done this for 10 years or so, as I have, you can do the proper old Italian, give it a spin. That does help, but you don't have to, just stretch it. So you see now it's just getting to that point. You can see the inside of it starting to get thinner. we're starting to resemble something looking like a pizza base, and that's taking what, around about 2 minutes or so. So without further ado, let's just give it a little shake out. I'm going to take the parchment paper. Now, I've used the parchment paper from before. We do like to try and be as economically friendly as possible, because you can't technically, as we've been made aware, recycle used parchment paper in case there's any grease on it. So we do try to reduce it. God, a little bit bigger. We're a bit hungry now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Proper hungry for lunchtime. There we go, perfect. And that is, and we take the container labelled C. That, funny enough, is your tomato sauce.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
So I'm going to pop that in here. Do you want to move your stool over a little bit, young lady? Give that a stir for me. We've got the we've got the oven turned on. We've wiped it up to the highest temperature you can get on the oven. Inside it, we've got a pizza tin, which is just a metal tin that I got on Amazon a number of years ago. Probably other retailers out there that you can buy them from. We're not sponsored by them, so don't worry about it. If you don't have a pizza oven and you don't want to buy a pizza oven, typical standard oven tray. Just turn it on its top. You're going to have the parchment paper on to protect it, but you want to get this in the oven at the start so it gets as hot as it possibly can, because that's going to create that really crisp bite on the crust. How's that? Wow, fantastic job. Let me just, you missed a bit.
Whoops.
You missed a bit, tiny bit. Let's go right to the edges on it. You're going to see, and you've seen from the other one, it doesn't matter if you overspill a bit, because you've still got all the air left inside it. Then we take a container labelled D.
Onions.
Amazing! So we take the onions, and if you've got an assistant like me, you pass them over to your trusted assistant and you say, pop them on the top. This is the Calbrese version. So the Calbrese version has got 2 D's in it, because we also have our Nduja. And the Nduja is specifically, specially sourced from the Spillinga region, which is in the Calbrese region of Italy. It's spicy, it's gorgeous, but if you don't like spicy food, don't buy the Calbrese pizza. Or actually, the benefit of this, don't put it on, or just put it on half of the pizza. You get to choose. It's your pizza. You've chosen the kit. You get to choose it. So there we go. How you get on?
Good.
Fab.
Just 1 or 2 less.
There we go. So this one, you're going to break it up into little pieces. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
Don't put your hands in your mouth afterwards until you wash them. It might sting a bit, and then you just plonk that in. I'm going to take this bit. Little pieces, just dab it around all over the top. So that's container D, Calbrese.
Spicy.
You can smell it?
Yeah.
It smells great. That's that finished. What you can do with these pots, just reuse them. They're recyclable, but reuse them. These are great for like holding in sauces or soups or something that you make at home. When the kids eventually go back to school, they're ideal for a little pack up if you've got some vegetables or fruits that you want to cut inside it. The smaller ones, a bit harder, depends what you're cooking around the house, but garlic butter is what I normally keep in those. Right. Now, as it's the same pizza, and we are of the same family, it is not necessary at the moment for Hattie to go and wash her hands, because there will be some people that will say, why didn't Hattie, when Hattie touched me, move to it? Because we've finished the pizza now, put it in, and then we're going to eat it. Whack it on the top and spread it out, love. Brilliant. That's your best way. Dump it, then churn it. There you go. There you go.
Good.
Fantastic. So we spread all that out. That's all the cheese on. Now you've got here the last label F. Now with Calbrese, and it also applies for Frutti della Tella, what I think is quite important on this is put it on to your taste. Now to my taste, I don't like it overdone too much. So I'm going to put this on at the 3-minute point where we rotate the pizza halfway. And I've got a little secret gadget here, a little piece of metal. Bonk. There we are. I'm going to pop that in there, and then it's going to go straight to the oven.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I am going to set a timer for 3 minutes on my watch, and in 3 minutes what I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, but I'm also going to whip out that parchment paper so there's no contact between the base, because by that stage it's not soggy, it's not going to stick, and it's going to make that base extra crunchy. What happened to these?
Whoopsie.
Come on. So we will see you in about 2.5 minutes time. Hey everyone, we are back and it is still
Down.
Hey everyone, we've just come back in. I literally just paused the video there for a second. We stitched that. Great news. So we have a minute to go before we spin this 180 degrees. Obviously in that 6 minutes you could go get yourself a nice Italian beer. It doesn't have to be Italian, we like Yorkshire beer. You could go get yourself a glass of wine. Yorkshire. You could get a gin tonic. You could check your Instagram feed because you may not have checked it for 5 minutes and you never know what's been updated in those 5 minutes. What? It's true. You could read the news. Probably news about what's going on to do with COVID or
All of that stuff.
America or something like that. It's a bit random at the moment, isn't it?
Biden.
You could go back to homeschooling. No, don't try this during the lunch hour for homeschooling, because if it's the first time we're doing it, you might go a bit stir crazy with it, with the extra pressure. But it is a great, fun activity to do with your kids when homeschooling's ended for the day. It's brilliant on the weekend. You know, if you bought a family for 4-pack, it really does feed 4 people easily, especially if they're little ones. You're going to have probably the mum and dad are going to be eating a bit more. Time is gone. Time to do a rotation. I need a towel or a pair of oven gloves. So, halfway point. There we go. Just show you that. You can see it. But at this point, be careful. It is hot. We are going to put on the prosciutto. I'm just going to do this just because it's hot. Okay. Can we go on a couple of pieces? Go on. Go on. Get stuck in. Ah, stuck to my finger. So, tear up if you like. Spin it.
Big chunks.
Spin it around 180 degrees. And I've just slid that off. This is also, the 3-point mark is about the great time to, I better get back in. The 3-point mark is a really good point. If you only want to part cook it and then maybe put it in the refrigerator or even stick it in the freezer for up to a month actually in the freezer, great way to do it, because then bring it back out, pop it back in the oven on that one there, around about 220 degrees, because it will take a few minutes longer to actually get it to cook, because the tomato will play around with the base. But chuck it in at 220 for about 5 minutes, rotate it again, because it's always good to get an even cook unless you've got a super duper amazing oven at home. And it'll come out and taste just like it is today. Quite often what I do at the weekend with the kids is when I'm making up my kits, I'll do an extra one for maybe a Monday lunchtime or something like that. We'll just chuck it in the fridge, bring it out, bang, you've got a ready-made lunch that you know what's gone into it. That's the great bit. The other thing as well, maybe not so much on the Calbrese, but quite often on a number of the others, the New Yorker and the Sicilian in particular, I like to pimp them up a bit. So don't feel afraid about doing that. If you think it's a great way to get and sneak extra really good healthy ingredients in for your kids, and they'll eat them. So things like red peppers go down really well. Slice up a red or a yellow pepper, whack it in. Put that in when it's at the stage that's D on it. The other one as well, anchovies and capers. We find that they are really polarised in the opinions that people have of them. So quite often, you know, people don't like to have them. If we send them out with a kit, they get wasted. So we don't do that. But if you like anchovies, get yourself a tin of anchovies and put it on your half of the pizza. Or get yourself some capers. Personally, not a fan of capers, so I put them on my wife's half of the pizza. And inevitably end up getting part of it, a slice that has it on, but hey, ho-hum. And that's really it. They're dead easy, and I wanted to do this video to just show you how easy it is to actually make it, and how simple it is, and what fun it is. But at the end of the day, how tasty they genuinely are from the ingredients we use, the kit we send out. You get the freshest possible meal, and kids really love to eat it. So we've got about 1 minute left of this pizza. Talk amongst yourself for a minute then. What are you doing at the weekend? Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, you must be stuck in lockdown then. What did you do last weekend?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, must be in the middle of lockdown. How's school this week?
Fine.
Oh, you've not been, have you? Nothing. There you go. As I said, talk amongst yourself. My wrist is now vibrating, so I think we are ready to take the pizza out. Would you mind holding on that for me?
Sure.
I'm just going to, no, I don't need to disappear. I'm just going to come over here and grab this. Pop that there like that. Turn my oven off. Oh, look at that. Can't argue with that. You see, if you make this at home, just look at that. You know, I've been making pizzas. Can I just spin the other side of you, darling?
Yeah.
There you go. I've been making pizzas for years. But just look at that. Wait, don't sign off. For years. And you see that? Look at that crisp base and the crust on it. And you know, 10 years easily I've been perfecting a recipe and developing it. But you can see there all the ND is melted into it, it's coming through the cheese, the prosciutto hasn't overcooked and got too crispy or too burnt. But 10 years of cooking it, still every single time I get a pizza out, it's like, wow, this is amazing. I love eating pizza, I love making pizza. I know you're going to love both of these as well. So if you haven't already, dive in to a Great Balls of Flour pizza kit. If you have and you're just waiting for it to arrive, or it's just arrived, you're a little bit nervous, just watch this video again. We'll talk you through it. We're here to help you out. Got any questions, get on the social media and we'll help you out. Thanks for watching. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Shall I go and wash my hands?
Yes, lunchtime. Just take some photos of this because it's really good.
That was good.
Is it fun?
First video. Perfect. You could edit them onto the thing. Like
Yeah, I will do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.